Welcome to the HaltingWinter podcast. I'm Seth Winterhalter. This week inside the Municipal Leadership Development Circle, what we call the MLDC, we're diving into a book that has transformed how elite performers lead under pressure. I believe it really can influence the way you lead inside your municipal organization. The MLDC book of the week is Inner Excellence. It's by Jim Murphy. And if you want access to the full week of content, every day we have a new blog post, a new podcast that comes out to help you specifically not only glean some insights, but learn how to implement them into your specific leadership. If you're interested in that, head over to haltingwinter.com/MLDC. The link is in the show notes. Learn more about joining just an incredible community of local government leaders. Let me tell you why this book matters. In January 2025, something unusual happened during an NFL playoff game. Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown was caught on camera reading a book on the sidelines. He's not scrolling his phone. He's not reviewing plays. He's reading a book. That book was Inner Excellence by Jim Murphy. Within a week, it had gone from, selling a handful of copies a day to over 100,000 copies. It hit number one on the New York Times bestseller list overnight. Why? Because elite performers recognized something that really resonated with them. Jim Murphy was a professional baseball player who turned into a mental skills coach. He worked with professional athletes, Olympic athletes, PGA Tour champions, world record holders, etc., etc. He spent 6 years researching one question: how do the best in the world perform with poise under pressure? So what Jim focuses on in this book is how the pursuit of extraordinary performance and the pursuit of an exceptional life, how these things aren't separate paths, but how they're the same path. How can we both pursue extraordinary professional performance, but also an exceptional life? And this book resonates with me because, again, my most sought after keynote that I deliver around the nation at various conferences is balance is BS. That there's no such thing as work-life balance. There's just intention and integration. These things, your professional and personal life, have to be integrated, or else you get torn asunder by the demands that you were under, especially as an influential, recognized leader. Now, you may be thinking, Seth, this book and its insights, I'm sure, are great for athletes, but I'm managing a city, I'm leading a county, I'm directing a department. What does this have to do with me? And again, everything. Here's your reality. You perform under pressure that rivals really any athletic competition. You face contentious council meetings where every word gets scrutinized, budget presentations where your credibility is on the line, community forums where residents question your competence, personnel crises that could explode over just one wrong move, media coverage that tends to amplify all the missteps. Here's the challenge. You cannot control most of what determines your success. You can't control the council vote. You can't control state mandates. You can't control community backlash. You can't control media framing. You cannot control whether the union accepts your proposal, and you cannot control how the public interprets your decisions. Most municipal leaders exhaust themselves trying to control the uncontrollable. They work 18-hour days. They lose sleep rehearsing scenarios. They sacrifice their health managing every variable. They damage relationships trying to micromanage outcomes. Murphy's research reveals a different approach entirely. The person with the most control of their inner world has the most power in the outer world. I want you to think about that for a minute. You're operating in one of the most constrained leadership environments that exists. But the constraints are all external. Budget limitations, political pressures, regulatory requirements, community expectations, staff capacity, etc., etc. What if the greatest source of power is not in controlling all those external constraints, but in mastering your internal response to them? Murphy identifies something crucial that most leadership books miss. He says the biggest obstacles we face in our performance and in life, these tend to be the same things. It's a self-centeredness. Now, what he does not mean is a selfishness. What he means is a self-focused anxiety. When you walk into a tense council meeting consumed with how you'll look, whether you'll succeed or what others will think of you, you cannot be fully present to lead. Your focus is on protecting your reputation instead of serving in the moment. But when you shift from a how does this affect me to what does this situation need from me, all of a sudden things change. Fear diminishes, clarity increases, effectiveness improves. We're going to look at a number of things. One of the other things Murphy talks about is leading from clean fuel instead of dirty fuel. He talks about how experience matters, expertise matters, but the moment matters more. Various things that I think are going to speak directly to your situation in municipal leadership. If you're ready to stop exhausting yourself trying to control the uncontrollable and to start leading from the one place where you have actual power, your inner disposition, I'd love to have you join us in the MLDC to work through more of these insights in this week ahead. Head over to HaltingWinter.com/MLDC to learn more about the community and to get access to all of the content this week as we work through the book Inner Excellence. I'm Seth Winterhalter. Thanks for listening to the Halting Winter podcast. Until next time, keep leading with impact.